Cancers, what's going on? Welcome into the space. As I am welcoming you into the space, I am definitely sending you all of the good energy and positive vibes that you may need in this time. Before we actually get into your reading, I would like to let you know that if you're interested in booking any type of a session with me, following me on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, feel free to check out all the information in the description box because it will be there. And if you are a person who appreciates good energy and positive vibes and you have not yet subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting on? What are you waiting on? You got time to hit the subscribe button, just like everybody else, while I'm shuffling, okay? And we're going to get into y'all message. So I'm going to get a few cards from the Thoth Tarot deck, and then I also have a Thoth Tarot clarification deck that I'm going to clarify some of the cards with. Before we get out of here, I'm going to use the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck and get some messages from there as well. So let's get ready to get into it. Let's get into it. You know the messages that they need to hear. Can you please give me the cards so that I'll be able to deliver the message in a way that they'll be able to receive it with an open mind and an open heart. What's the messages for Cancer? What in the world? Listen, at this point, I'm almost tired of seeing that card, okay? It comes out with other cards, but this is what the channel is for, though. We about to get y'all right too. We about to get y'all right. Open y'all minds. Let's get it together. Get it together, okay? Spirit, can we have the rest of the cards for Cancer so that we can be able to deliver the message in the way that you want them to be able to receive it with an open mind and an open heart? We're looking for at least 2 more cards, y'all. We're looking for at least 2 more cards. If we get more than 2, we'll take them. Well, not all of them, but not all of the ones, depending. Now we're looking for 1 more. And there it is. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. I thought there it is. There it is. There it is. But underneath it all, y'all got the 10 of Cups. So underneath it all, it's like the emotional fulfillment is gonna present itself some way. We gonna figure it out. We gonna get it together. We gonna get it together. Okay. So on the table, you have the Prince of Swords. You got the 9 of Discs, the Princess of Cups, the 6 of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and the Knight of Swords in reverse. Y'all too, like somebody else, I don't remember who, maybe it was Gemini. It's a lot of swords energy, right? A lot of mental stuff going on, intellectual stuff, right? So with the Prince of Swords, it's telling you to get control of your thoughts, right? Let me pick up the card. You see this? Do y'all see this? So this is like the thoughts. You're holding on to certain thoughts, but these thoughts is pulling you in a lot of different ways. You have different options to where you can either let the thoughts go, or you too can use the high vibrational thoughts to cut off these low vibrational thoughts that's trying to like pull you everywhere, right? That's what you're gonna have to do in order for you to start coming into the things that you're trying to attract to you. Why do I say that? Because you got the 9 of Discs. And this is talking about gaining, right? Attracting, like bringing things into you. So focus on that. Instead of using your mind power to focus on all of the negative things, or to focus on, I don't even necessarily want to say negative, but all the stuff that's just pulling you, right? It can just be stuff just pulling you in all these different ways. Focus on what you actually need to be doing in order for you to put yourself in a position to receive all the things that you desire to have, or whatever it is that you're trying to create for yourself. Okay? How you treat yourself, pretty much, how can I say that? How you treat yourself kind of like sets the bar, the boundary, the standard as to the energies that you bring towards you. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to like being more kind, more polite, more compassionate, more gentle to yourself. Okay? It's not like it's not like you in a bad space or nothing like that. A bad space, no. It's just like, be mindful of how you talking to yourself. Be mindful of how you treating yourself. Like, realize that you are creating your reality by the way you think. Spirit be delivering messages to you, right? Through your mind space. Spirit speaks to you and through you. And it's almost like that you be resistant to being able to receive that. You may have a thought in your mind in one moment that may be like, talk to yourself better. And then you be like, well, I can't do nothing right. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you're being dismissive of who Spirit is trying to tell you or show you who you are. And I hope that makes sense. This energy is coming from like a place of, I guess you can say, trauma. I didn't want to say trauma because that's so broad, but it's more so like the things that people have projected onto you is what you have made your reality. That's the best way I could say that. What other people have projected onto you, or what other people tell you about yourself, or what they think about you, like their opinion is their opinion, and they have a right to have an opinion. But what you think about yourself is what really matters. So it's like, are you going to allow their thoughts to create your reality, or are you going to use your thoughts to create your reality? If that makes sense. So just be mindful of how you process a certain information. Be mindful of what you make your beliefs. Cause this is the example I'm gonna give. If I come to you and I be like, you is not cute, you not pretty, you ugly, you is not handsome, like, no, you not. You either got one or two ways to receive that. Either you're gonna be like, girl, that's your opinion. Or you're gonna be like, damn, I really am ugly. Do you understand where I'm going with that? Like, just because somebody says something to you doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. That it may be true to them, but just because it's true for them don't mean that it's true for you, and you don't have to accept that as your reality. Right? Once you start realizing that, how you view things, when you get clear on who you are, when you get clear on whatever it is, like your truth, somebody else's truth can't bother you. Like it won't move you, it won't faze you. And maybe there's somebody like this on the surface, no, it don't faze you. But when you go home at night, you think about these things. You allow these things to play a major role, you know, in your energy. When you know. So create your own beliefs. What you think about yourself, what you feel about yourself, who are you, right? Somebody else can tell you selfish. I got a friend where people have been telling her like you don't love nobody but yourself. But she show up like a motherfucker. But she just don't show up for them how they want her to show up for them. But they not showing up for them how they want her to show up for them. So it be confusing to me. It blows my mind. Because how you going to tell somebody else that they selfish and they only love themselves? That's your opinion. That's your truth. Like, you may feel like that, but my kids don't. My partner don't. My family members don't. You know what I'm saying? So just pay attention to energy like that. Pay attention to energy like that. Because people will project, they will deflect, and whatever else they can do to try to manipulate you into being who they want you to be. Be who you need to be for yourself. It's time to realize that, like, you got to create your reality. You got to create your truth. What cards do we want to clarify? What cards do y'all want me to clarify? Spirit cards we need to clarify today. Okay. So we're going to start with the 9 of disc. We're going to clarify the 9 of disc. Spirit, can we get the cards that we need to clarify? what's that? Oh, that's the Queen of Cups. So you got the Hierophant in reverse, you have the Queen of Cups in reverse, and you have the Tower that is clarifying the Nine of Discs. Pay attention to your inner child, right? Like your inner child. Go back into those moments. Go back into those spaces of, because how I understand it is like who you were as a child. You were not as conditioned, right? You were not as influenced or as exposed to certain things that we've become conditioned, influenced, and exposed to and by over time, right? Cool. So when you tap back into your inner child and you remember the things that you used to like to do, right? The things that used to bring you joy, the thing, like all the goodness, right? It kind of puts you on a path to understanding who you truly are, like who you are at heart, opposed to who you gradually become based on your situation, circumstances, the environments that you've been in, the influences that have impacted your upbringing. You understand where I'm coming from? So tap into your inner child and also pay attention to your intuition. Your spirit is not gonna lead you wrong. And even in those cases or those instances where you feel like, nah, this ain't right, it was right. Like you had to go to the left in order for you to get right. You understand what I'm saying? You have to sometimes go through these things that we consider to be bad in order for you to have certain awakenings, in order for you to become aware to certain stuff, right? So pay attention to your emotions. They are clear indicators of whether or not you are in alignment. I always tell people your emotions are very valid, right? You have the right to feel the way you feel, but you also want to start understanding why you feel certain ways about certain things or certain people, and to start, like, I guess you could say, healing yourself, right? Like just understanding you more and doing what you need to do to put yourself in a better position. So again, when that Tower moment is showing up and it seems like stuff is all out of whack or it's chaotic or it's not what you thought it was supposed to be, take a step back and look at things from different perspectives, right? Have conversations with people, and you don't have to like put people on blast if you're talking about somebody else. Just act like, give them a scenario and ask like, what would you do if you were in this situation? Or, you know what I'm saying? You want to just open your mind. Pay attention to how people react and respond. And if you see somebody that can stay calm in a situation, whole world turned up, but they still calm, you might want to go holler at that person and be like, how do you do that? How do you stay so calm when it seems like everything around you is just going haywire, going nuts, off the wall? How do you stay calm when your kids don't listen? Or how do you tolerate all of this noise? Like just certain stuff, right? Because when I was growing up, my mama turned that TV down. It's like if I turn it down anymore, I can't hear it, right? So as I started to become an adult and parenting my own son, it was certain stuff that used to trigger me. And I didn't understand why it was triggering me because it didn't make sense. I'm getting upset because my son is playing in the house and he's 2 years old, but I don't want to take him outside. Make that make sense, right? So I had to start figuring things out for myself, not holding on to the ways that I seen other people react and respond in situations when it wasn't working for me. I don't like feeling low vibrational, irritated, frustrated, mad, annoyed, depressed, stressed. I don't like feeling that way. But I've watched so many adults around me operate in that dysfunctional energy, and I thought that it was okay until I decided for myself to choose something different. I hope that makes sense. There was definitely somebody who needed to hear that. There was definitely somebody who needed to hear exactly that. So just start paving your own way. Start really tapping into you. And another thing is that we become of age. We start getting older, right? And we become so serious about life. Like, not saying life is a big joke, but saying like we lose sight of that inner child because we feel like it's immature to act a certain type of way, or to have fun, or like you gotta be so serious and it's supposed to just be work, home, and family. And you know what I'm saying? Like, go jump on a trampoline, or go swing on the swings at the park, or go play hide and go seek, red light, green light. I don't know. Have a pillow fight. Do something to tap into your inner child. And when you see, like, of course, initially it might feel awkward because you haven't allowed yourself to do this for so long, right? But it's gonna be a moment of laughter or something that's gonna make you feel so good, and you're gonna be like, damn, I miss doing that. I ain't did that in a long time. We're gonna have to do that more often. Type stuff. Spirit, can we clarify the Six of Swords? That's how tapping into your inner child, baby. That's gonna help you like really start attracting the things that you want to bring forth. It's gonna really bring that Nine of Disc energy to where you gonna be just pulling things to you, right? Tap into your inner child and come back and tell me what happens. Spirit, can we clarify the Six of Swords? We got two so far. So we got the Lover's card in reverse, and then we got the Three of Wands. And whatever that is, I can't see it just yet. And the Empress. It was a whole other thing that came out, but we only need at least three, and that one came out. So the Lover's card in reverse, the Three of Wands, and then the Empress card clarifying the Six of Swords. Excuse me. So listen, Linda, listen. You are who you are, period. Right? Like, you are who you are. The good sides of you, the bad sides of you, the light sides, the dark sides. Like, you have to learn how to accept yourself for who you are, past, present, and future. So accept who you are, like accept who you were back then. Who you were does not necessarily define who you are, right? People change all the time. All right, so a call ended up coming in, but like I was saying, Cancer, you have to be in the space, or you have to learn how to accept yourself for who you are, because again, who you were in the past does not necessarily define who you are today, and who you are today doesn't necessarily define like who you will be to come. All right, so accepting yourself past, present, or future, and then also realizing that you already have everything that you need within you. Anything that you're seeking outside of yourself, you already have that within you. So it can be confidence, courage, love, trust, willpower, self-discipline, whatever it is, like self-discipline, discipline. You already have all of these things, right? You just have to start tapping back into them, and then sit in that. Like, you know, the Empress is talking about you being who you are, you embracing yourself, right? Nurturing yourself, being able to nurture others. Like, it's a whole thing. But that is something that needs to be realized. Spirit is definitely calling you to realize those things, okay? And we're also going to clarify the Knight of Swords. We're clarifying the Knight of Swords, and then we'll be again going into the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck. I was going to say the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck, but it's not that. It is the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck. Spirit, can we have the cards to clarify the Knight of Swords? We got the Fool. We have the Two of Cups in reverse. The Seven of Swords in reverse. Alright, so with the Knight of Swords being clarified is the Fool, the Two of Cups in reverse, and then the Seven of Swords in reverse. Have faith in yourself. Trust yourself, have faith in yourself, believe in yourself. I could say it a number of different ways, okay? And pretty much like try not to expect people to pour into you more than you pouring into yourself. And also, don't try to pour into other people more than you pour into yourself. I don't care who done told you, certain things, like what you're supposed to be doing for other people. You got to pour into yourself first. You got to make sure that your cup is full. And again, make sure that you are being reasonable with, being real with yourself. Because you can't really expect somebody else to be honest with you if you're not being honest with yourself. Well, you can expect it all you want to, right? You can have these expectations of other people, but you also have to realize that pretty much how people operate with you is how you operate with yourself. Because for me, how my relationships are with people or the relationships that people have with me, right? They're a reflection of how I do me. So just stay aware, stay open, try to see things from multiple perspectives, right? Is super beneficial. Sometimes I guess people may think that it could be overwhelming. I'm not telling you to think for other people or try to, because you truly cannot. You can't think for other people, right? It's just like sometimes you want to be able to see things how other people may see them. And if you have to have a conversation and ask somebody like, well, how do you perceive this? Or how does this seem to you? Or whatever the case may be, then do that. But don't be so influenced by other people's opinions at the same time. You got to pick and choose for yourself. You got to dictate and determine who you are, how you going to move, what you going to do based on your truth. Because again, we all are living in our own small little worlds, right? Everybody else outside of us is just there. You're supposed to look at them and learn new things and stuff like that, but you always got to show up for you. You always got to, be the you for you that you be trying to be for other people. All right, Cancer? So with that being said, we are now going to go ahead and go into the Oracle deck and see what Spirit has for us in here. So can you please give us the cards that you need for Cancer to be able to receive their message? We ain't doing that. That was like 7 cards that flew out of my hand. At least 5, at most 7. Spirit, can you give us what it is that we need? We're looking for 1, maybe 2. I'll even take 3. There's 2. We'll take those 2 opposed to those 7. The first one that comes out is release your guilt. Well, it's Clover. Release your guilt. And then the other one is garden. Something will grow from this. So in this case, I honestly feel like it's the guilt that you have towards yourself. Whether it's feeling like you didn't do something right, you should have done something different, or whatever the case may be. Again, the past is in the past. Is not something that we can go back and change. But today we can pick and choose how we're going to react and respond in similar situations moving forward, right? And just watch how much you grow from that alone. Just watch how much you grow from that alone. It's gonna be a beautiful thing. Just allow it to play out, and recognize what you need to recognize. Do what you need to do. And with that being said, Cancer, I definitely hope this has been helpful in some way, shape, or form. Until next time, enjoy yourself.